How is this next Trump presidency going to influence and shape Europe in 2025, do you think?
Oh, the Europeans are completely scared of him and not prepared for him. Let's just start with the tariffs.
Yeah.
Trump has actually mentioned a lot of numbers. He mentioned 10 and 20% during the campaign. Now he's changing his numbers. On this point, we should take him seriously, but not literally. It could be any number. The way tariffs affect an economy are, economists have strong views about this, but it's ultimately hard to say, because it can be that companies just take the hit and then consumers don't get funded. This is quite possible and often happens. If he puts in a 60% tariff, say, as was originally supposed for China, or 100% tariffs, which Biden did on Chinese cars, these tariffs are obviously designed to frustrate trade. They're not really designed to raise revenue. And I think different people in his administration have different views. For example, his Treasury Secretary, Scott Bessent, he's been talking about tariffs as a way to raise revenue for the government. Now, then you would use a lower tariff, and you can actually collect quite a bit of money. Another uncertainty is how this affects the exchange rate, because if it's done badly, it could just be compensated by a rising dollar, and then the whole effect will be completely neutralized, including for the consumer. What I think will happen for the Europeans is that if he imposes a 20% tariff, I think we'll see this. We see this already in Germany, that companies will start to upgrade their operations in the United States or in Mexico. We see Volkswagen is already planning to produce the next generation of its, sort of the last generation of its fuel-driven cars in Mexico. And that depends a little bit on how the Mexico-US relationship is going to pan out, because obviously if Trump imposes huge tariffs on Mexico, then they won't do this. But if that's sort of the old free trade agreement between Mexico, Canada, and the United States, the former NAFTA, if sort of still maintained, and if they manage to cut a deal, and obviously immigration will be part of the deal, then that might make an awful lot of sense. But it's telling us that Volkswagen is shifting production over the American continent. And that's something we're going to accept more on, because the Germans and the EU in particular are having huge trade surpluses with America. And it's happened after, the Germans, they had a lot of bad luck. Brexit came, and then they lost, a lot of the British market. Then Russia, they lost Russia. And now they're starting to lose China. And, the US was the last sort of bastion of big free trade they had. And, with Trump, they're in danger of losing that. So this is big. This is really an important, this is like, this will really change the way the European economy has been operating for decades.